All right, so I found this little quiz online. So we are going to talk about GTT, which in Spanish is, or in Latin is Gutta, G-U-T-T-A, and in Spanish, Gota. So for number one, it says doctor's order says infuse 1,500 milliliters of lactated Ringer's over 12 hours. Drip factor is 15 gotas per milliliter, which means that for every 1 milliliter, I will see 15 droplets in the IV line. 15 gotas, 15 little gotitas of liquid for every 1 milliliter of that lactator's ring over 12 hours. So the first thing we do, calculator, we see how many milliliters. So there's 1,500 milliliters. And then we multiply that by the gotas. That's times 15. That gives me 22,500. Don't mind the period on my calculator. The thing is that it's in German, and the Germans use periods instead of comma. So I have 22,500 gotas, and it's over 12 hours. So we know it's 22,500, 22,500 over 12 hours. So we want to know how many minutes are in 12 hours. There's 720 minutes in 12 hours. So we take the 22,500, divide that by the 720. That gives us our first answer, 31.25. Round it down, you get 31. Doctor's order says 300 milliliters of ampicillin. Skip that second line. Doesn't have nothing to do with the question. So 300 milliliters, we have the volume. We have the 20 gotas per milliliter, and we have the 40 minutes. Perfect. So we already have the minutes. We don't have to do any conversions. First thing we do is 300 milliliters times the gotas that we have, which is 20 times 20. We have 6,000 gotas in total. Divide the 6,000 gotas by the 40 minutes, and you have 150 gotas per minute. Third one, and this is the last one because this is actually quote unquote the hardest one we have. 250, check this out, 250 milliliter packed red blood cells to infuse over 4 hours. Drip factor 15 gotas per milliliter. We have 2 of the 250 packed red blood cells, so it's a total of 500 milliliters. You have 4 hours to do it. There's 15 gotas. We're going to multiply the 2 bags, which is 500, times the 15 gotas that we have. Now we have 7,500 gotas in total. We're going to divide that into 4 hours. 4 hours is 1 hour and 60 minutes. It's 4 hours times 60. That's 240. Divide 7,500 by 240. That'll give you 31.25 or 31. Keep doing this quiz if you like. It's what I did. I just typed in GTT ML problems. And literally the very first option, quiz IV flow rate, drip factors, practice questions. Click on that. Scroll all the way down right here. Scroll. And here you have the quiz. You already know the first 3 answers. Keep doing 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 10. Remembering multiply your volume, which is the milliliters, by the drip factor numerator, which is the gotas. And then you're going to take that answer and divide it by the amount of minutes, because the answer is gota per minute.